Hello YouTube, it's Firefly here to present you a new video. Today I'll be talking about spanking and the effects of it and how it affects kids. And I've been wanting to talk about this for a while now. I've been up all night, literally all night, been doing research and stuff about spanking. I've done it before. I've done research about this before, but I had to refresh my memory, had to jog it, you know what I'm saying? And so let's look into spanking. So the definition of spanking is striking a child with an open hand on the buttocks or extremities with the intention of modifying their behavior. So that's the definition of spanking. There's other definitions, including corporal punishment, hitting kids with like objects, items, and all this other stuff, etc., etc. But that's basically the basic definition of spanking. And what most parents think, that hitting children teaches them teaches them from right from wrong, but research says otherwise. It doesn't. It really does not. So like I said, I was doing research and everything, and this is what I found. A recent paper published in the issue of Journal of Family Psychology shows just how damaging spanking can be. The paper summarized a meta-analysis of 50 years of research involving more than 160,000 children. The analysis was conducted by Elizabeth Gershoff, Associate Professor of Human Development of the University of Texas, Austin, and Andrew Krogan Kaler, Associate Professor of Social Work at the University of Michigan. The results showed that spanking, defined as an open hand on the behind or extremities, was significantly linked to detrimental outcomes. So, like I said, this research, they're conducting this research, and I'm gonna look into what the negative effects of it, because to be honest, guys, there is no positive effects. There is no positive effect of hitting your kids, and people need to know this. Parents need to know that. I'm no parent yet. I haven't had no kid, but I took the time to really learn about this. If I ever do become a parent, if I ever have a kid, I want to know this stuff. I want to be able to be prepared, and I think it's best that people who want to become parents learn about this. You know what I'm saying? And parents now need to learn about this. So yeah. In a release, the authors reported, quote, "Spanking thus does the opposite of what parents usually wanted to do. Our research shows that spanking is linked with the same negative child outcomes as abuse, just to a slightly lesser degree. The research team found that compared to children who were not spanked, those who were spanked showed more aggression, more antisocial behavior, more externalizing behavior problems such as acting out, more internalizing behavior problems such as becoming withdrawal, more mental health problems, lower self-esteem, and more relationship with parents." See, these are the negative effects of hitting your kid, spanking your kid. Any type of punishment, you have to learn. Parents need to learn that there's other alternative to disciplining your kid, which I'm going to press upon that later on in this video. But I want to continue to know that, continue to teach you guys about this research and stuff. And I think it's very important that, like I said, I think it's very important that people learn about this. So yeah. The research also found that spanking was associated with lower cognitive ability among children. This result with recent neuroscientific research showing that children who are actually spanked have less gray matter in certain areas of the prefrontal cortex that have been linked to cognitive performance and mental health disorders. They reported finding significant correlations between the amount of gray matter and these brain regions and children's performance on an IQ test. Literally, when you hit your kid, you're literally fuck it. I don't even want. I'm sorry. I don't want to curse. I'm trying my hardest not to curse anymore. But you're literally just lowering their IQ when you hit them. There's a lot of negative effects. Like I said, as you can see on your screen right now, like I said, there are no studies showing any long-term positive effect from spanking. Not one. Not one. So, yeah. The researchers also found that adults who have been spanked as children with more in favor of spanking than those who had not been spanked. You know, I see this every day. I see this. You know, people who have been spanked would be like, oh yeah, you know, it's right to spank kids because you know they can't control them and all this other stuff. People who have been spanked, like the research says, are in favor of spanking. It's just how it is. I see it. I've asked people. That's just how it is. I don't know why. So, anyways, there's this common rhetoric, and people would say, "I was spanked and I turned out okay." that rhetoric is just so much BS. It really is. You know, you would have turned out fine even if you weren't spanked. You know that, right? And like I said, that's I don't understand why would anybody even it's like feminism. Like when the feminists say teach men not to rape, you're basically saying that you're just implying that all men rape. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. There was this thing that I looked on. It was called your ACE test, and I had a score of 6. There's 10 questions, 6 out of 10. And the first question is, did a parent or other adult in the household often or very often swear at you, insult you, put you down, or humiliate you, or act in a way that made you afraid that you might be physically hurt? If yes, you got to enter 1. And I got 6 ones. I'm gonna link the test for you guys in the
description.
But I got 6. I literally got 6 on that test. And people who get 6, like people who have 4 or more, I'm sorry, are 161% increased likelihood of being a smoker, 105% increased likelihood of having heart disease, 3,900% increased likelihood of having used IV drugs, 114% likelihood of of having sexual partners over 50, 191% increased likelihood of contracting STD, 94% likelihood of contracting liver disease, 380% increased likelihood of being a victim of physical violence. That's specifically towards women. 800% increased likelihood of being a victim of sexual assault. That's more towards women, 67% increased likelihood of being a binge drinker. 50% increased likelihood of contracting cancer. 207% increased likelihood of having a mental health condition, and 46% increased likelihood of being obese. That's what I got on my test. Those are like people who have 4 or more of these have all that, literally all that likelihood of being all that, and it's crazy. To be honest, it's kind of a little scary to me, to be honest, that I might, get one of this, liver disease, STD, or any of that stuff. I hope I don't. I'm only 18 years old, so I don't know what the future holds for me just yet. So yeah, and these are like the alternatives of spanking. So there's some few examples that you can look up. I might just put them in the description for you guys. But one of the alternatives that damn, I can't even get the word that got to me was teach your kids what to expect. Instead of punishing them for misbehaving, teach what they can do differently. Example: tell them next time, please hang up your coat in the closet. How can we help you remember to do this? You gotta communicate with your kid. You know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta reason with them sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I'm no parent. I'm no expert. But research tells it all, you know. But yeah, another thing, when you're angry, you're upset, you come back from work, you have a long day, you know what I'm saying, and you have to deal with your kids, you know, they're going all over the place, they're messing up furniture and all this other stuff. Take a time out for yourself, you know. Give yourself a deep breath, count to 10. Sometimes you may need to write down how you feel. That has helped me in the past when I was angry, you know. I've dealt with depression and all this other stuff, and you know, I had to write down stuff that I felt, anything that would help you calm down, because you really have to calm down. Even yelling at them affects them. You have to teach your kids the right, you know, you have to teach your kids the right way by doing things positively, you know. You have to teach them, you have to teach them in a nice manner sometimes. So yeah, here's another example. State your request in a positive way. Have you ever noticed how we usually make a request or give directives in the negative? The first thing your child hears what they can't have. Just by changing the structure of how you make requests will increase your child's cooperation. Try stating things in the positive by telling them what they can have or what you will allow. They are less likely to argue when you are telling them what they can have or, you know, what you allow. Like I said, it's all about reasoning with your kids, and you know, having this bond. You know, kids have to have, you know, this bond. They have to be able to trust their parents, not be scared of them. It's like, you know, I've had a cat before, and I won't lie, you know, it's my cat. I love that cat. I really do miss it because I don't have it with me anymore, and I regret everything that I've done to it. But I used to hit it, and over time, you know, the cat shunned away from me. It was scared of me and everything, and I regretted doing all that. It's the same thing with kids. You hit them and all this stuff, they get scared, you know, especially as a little kid. They get scared of you. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to, they get more aggressive, they talk back to you and all this other stuff. Kids have to have a role model, have to have somebody, have to have their parent to rely on and stuff. And you know, that's how it can be sometimes. You know, everything starts within the house. It starts in the house, you know. So however you're raising your kid, that's how they're gonna be. So yeah, anyways guys, I think that's all I think I'm done. Yeah, I think I'm done. Anyways guys, like, comment, share, subscribe and all that, but you know, definitely, you know, share this video because I would like other people to really see this. But anyways guys, thanks for watching, and most important of all guys, be safe out there.